Baker. I believe it's Baker. Anyway, we'll go into that, but I'm just pointing out that we have to look down these different trails as I build up the wiki. All right, ChallengerHoax. Let's bring him on.
What's up,
What's
dude?
up, Chat? Hey, how you doing?
All right. So you don't know that there's no twins? They just like these videos that I don't know who first put out these YouTube videos, but they said that there was 2 twins when officially there's no twins. They never said they were twins ever. That's just like misdirection, you know?
Really? That's
Yeah.
new to me. That's new to me.
Because the McNairs, the black guys, are 10 months apart, and Onizukas are 2 years apart officially. It's in their NASA bios, everything. And like a lot of these,
okay, that's
a lot of these shield people, these shield agents, whatever network, they put out the bad info. They never even check the info. They never even, you know what I mean? And it's just spread.
Yeah. I think you're onto something here because I call it truther bait. Like the big channels are the ones saying you can tell Kate Perry's rocket launch was fake because there's a dummy hand. And I'm like, how are these channels with 1 million followers putting together these memes and promoting this information that's then debunked a couple hours later? We're like, well, no, that's from a 2017 launch. This is a pattern. I call it truther bait. So the twins on the Challenger, truther bait. Never even considered that.
Yeah. And it's just spread. It's spread on every platform. TikTok, YouTube, whatever, Instagram.
Fascinating. Yeah, I mean, I've done my part to spread a lot of misinformation as I have. But when I find these things are wrong, I'm like, well, does it subtract from the big picture? And generally it does not. But it's like with the moon landing. There are so many things like, oh, they didn't walk on the moon because the footprints don't match. Well, it's because they use boot covers. And so they give you this false lead and then they debunk you. So we have to be realizing this tells you something too, though. It tells you that they are faking this stuff because they have to devise these ways to throw people off who notice. If they weren't faking it, they wouldn't be putting out fake information to mislead the people who don't believe it. They wouldn't be gaming us like that.
Did you ever see the video? The guy, he went to the professor's house and caught him in his garage, and it was just like snow was out. Did you ever see that video?
I did. I did. I followed up on that.
It was like pretty coincidental that he was out there. The guy just pulls up. Like, what do you think about that?
I remember. So this guy was promoted by David Weiss, which is questionable in and of itself. And he goes out and he just drives up to this astronaut's house and they're like, hey, I got this YouTube channel. Are you this guy in the Challenger? And the man said that he gets these calls all the time. He gets emails all the time, and he's called the FBI over it.
Yeah, threatening, low key.
Yeah. Well, I still think the Challenger explosion has all the elements of a hoax. But the fact is, if your only evidence is something that they can just easily debunk and make you look crazy, then it's a setup.
Yeah, that's all the conspiracy industrial complex. You know, they're all fucking. They put in that little bit of information that can refute your whole video. You know,
that's a great way of putting it, and that's the reason why I have been stating for the last couple of years that our channel is actually separate from Trutherville. I defined it as Trutherville because that is the conspiracy entertainment complex where they're manufacturing alternative narratives and discrediting narratives. But yeah, it's such a rigged game.
Yeah, I just look at stuff. I don't know, man. I don't know what's real or fake. So I could be totally wrong. I don't have an identity connected to the shit that I look at. You know, I'm not a flatter.
Right. That is a problem where people have they attach themselves to something and then they can't change when better information comes. And that hasn't been my take on this, but one of my things is we may not know how they fake something in its entirety, even though we can rule in that it's probably faked. Have you looked into the weird symbolism with other, for example, the timing of the Challenger explosion, the same date, 19 years after Apollo 1, or it's 1 minute, 13 seconds, Columbia was the 113th launch, it explodes. Have you looked at any of that kind of stuff connecting the different hoaxes?
No, I don't really know like gematria and all that, but it's interesting. Like I think it exploded 94 seconds or something like after launch. That's supposed to mean something, or
it was a minute. Well, it was 1 minute and 13 seconds, so 73 seconds. And I think that William Cooper had discerned a lot of this stuff. I mean, it's almost not super relevant. I like to focus on the movie magic, the special effects. To me, that's the elephant in the room that nobody talks about. A lot of the other stuff could just be distraction, intentionally put there. Fog of Cywar.
Yeah, like this video I found. It's of the lawyer, and I don't know that it proves anything. I just showed a comparison, and they like it seems like when she's talking, it's like her accent goes back to her like New Hampshire accent for like a second, but it's nothing conclusive. It's just something to look at.
Right. Now you mentioned Jeranism because he recently went to Antarctica and observed the 24-hour sun. Do you think that this was part of his plan, his script when he first got into the topic, like 8 years ago or something, 10 years ago?
I don't know if it was planned that far, and there's always a way out, right? Probably for these agents or whatever. I don't know.
I don't know either. I mean, Witsit Gets It was a kind of a latecomer to this whole thing, and he was chosen to go. I volunteered while they were all rejecting, and they wouldn't go with me. I didn't know why, but they're all questionable. And the whole crew that went, I'm not doubting that they went somewhere that they went. I'm not saying they did it in the Vegas sphere, but I'm saying that debunking a model that they promoted is not really a progress or a win. If anything, they just destroyed a straw man that nobody really believed in, except for a small minority of people that they were hyping up.
Yeah, I feel like these channels are like super astroturfed, man. I find it hard to believe that people have been following them for years, like these thousands of people. I don't believe it. And I don't give a fuck what they do. You know what I mean? Like they don't
you know
speak
what?
for me.
Okay, this is something we observed too. Out of the woodworks, after not talking for years, we saw a number of these people that had just been a part of the whole flat Earth thing. They disappeared, and they came back right before this Antarctica thing, and all of them were gone for a few years. And where were they?
Or like the Morgile.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Like him, and then you had Robbie Davison, Paul on the Plane, Patricia Steer. They're all out all of a sudden. But then, where were they for the last few years? Well, they were all promoting some crypto rug pull scam called Axie. And I'm like, wait, how did they all go together? They all joined Flat Earth. They all joined crypto. Then they all joined Flat Earth, and then they all publicly denounce Flat Earth and go back to the ball. I'm like, okay, they all have the same puppeteer.
Well, InfoWars, it's also owned, or Genesis Communication Networks, that also owns Midas Metal something trading and shit. You're aware of that, right?
I've heard all the ads. I mean, I tend to drown them out, but I have heard, yes, that ultimately you can kind of trace it. And yeah,
InfoWars is owned by GCN, and GCN owns Midas something gold trading. That's why they're always promoting crypto and gold. It's part of the
complex. Well, I don't believe that they actually need that money from the products they promote in order to run. I think they heavily promote their products to, one, to be obnoxious and drive people back to the mainstream, but two, as a cover, because they're funded by the Pentagon or something.
Yeah.
Alex Jones did not make millions off of super male vitality, and they need to provide a cover for all the money that he's given from, we the taxpayers, whoever funds the psyops and the actors.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you go back far enough, like the mid '90s, Alex Jones was promoting all the militia shit, and then when Oklahoma City happened, they were trying to pass that omnibus, that fucking crime bill or whatever, that later became the Patriot Act or something like that. So they've always been working hand in hand. To me, it seems like the government and these conspiracy people.
You're right, because you're right. Alex Jones got radicalized at Waco. He helped the Branch Davidians build back the temple after Dave Koresh was incinerated by the ATF, and Timothy McVeigh also got radicalized there. And then he, on an anniversary date, did the Oklahoma City thing. So Jones has been right there at the center of the genesis of white nationalist movements led by feds since then.
Yeah.
So they've always been connected.
Yeah.
Well, hey, if you want to promote your channel or put a link in there, I'm trying to get all the channels that are on the same page as us. I have this new site, autohoax.com, and I just get your YouTube channel, the RSS feed, and I plug it in. So it's like the Drudge Report for hoaxes. The Hoax Report is what I call it.
I put a link in the chat. I don't know,
that's all you need to do. Yeah, just drop it in the chat. I'll get it from there and I'll bookmark it. But yeah, I appreciate the call and the information. I'm gonna have to take a closer look at the Challenger disaster now and kind of reassess everything that we've been
Check out my videos. I only have a few, man. I only try to make decent my live videos suck, but the regular videos, man, pretty good.
Okay, then I'll put them here as a reference so everyone who's listening can check them out. Thanks for the call and the information. That's good to know.
All right, dude. Peace.
Yep. All right, that was the Challenger hoax. And look, this is actually good to know. Are we walking around with self-discrediting talking points or examples of evidence of hoaxery without even knowing it? And it's good to know, because we saw this on full display with the Kate Perry thing, where big channels, bigger than any conspiracy channels, we're talking like Valuetainment, James Woods, the actor, and many big channels are just openly saying it was fake. You saw the dummy hand, or you saw the door. Wiz Khalifa called out the door. So you have big names calling out this thing as fake, but the evidence they're giving is not evidence. It's been explained away, and this is routine. And instead of calling out the more obvious stuff, like we don't have a video of Kate Perry singing "It's a Wonderful World," Gayle King said she did it. She said she did it. It's been reported multiple times that we don't have audio of it. Why? Because they couldn't possibly record it if they're not really floating, because they're doing jump cuts. The way they're faking it doesn't lend itself to simulating levitation. And by the way, I watched some clips of her live performances, and she is adept at hanging from harnesses and flipping, floating in the air. Like she is an astronaut in every sense of the word. If being an astronaut is defined as someone who fakes going to space, they LARP it. But her acrobatics are far superior to anything that you saw from Butch or Suni up there for their 9 months. So Kate Perry should go to the ISS. She's trained. I think Tom Cruise is going to the ISS soon too, I hope. I mean, how much longer do we have before they pull it? They're going to WTC7 the ISS, and they're going to pay Elon Musk $840 million to do it. Commenter says, Tavistock Institute shaped the destinies of Germany, Britain, and the United States in a very controversial way. The people of these nations did not know they were being brainwashed. Well, it didn't just start with these different groups. The brainwashing has gone on from the beginning of recorded history, and who knows? You know, I kind of think it just changed hands. Media is the world state church. It's supplanted religion. But I'm not sure if it's something that just started. Maybe we just noticed. Although I'm not I'm not a reality denialist. I was looking at various videos of war crimes today, pictures of stuff, just various things, just wondering, well, where does it begin? When did real conflict and war move into psy-war, mind war? Did they transition us into a simulation over the last 100 years as a way of, I don't know, the most humane way to manage these massive populations? I mean, I'm not sure, but the recent history that we're looking at is just a record of fakery. How far back does it go?